All right, this is the fourth attempt at this video. This is my last attempt because I'm getting ready to get out of the door. So this video is really inspired because in this past week, I've had so many clients reach out to me telling me about new diagnosis of either Hashimoto's or type 2 diabetes. So if you're somebody who's been diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, whether it's thyroid disease, type 2 diabetes, maybe ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, irritable bowel syndrome, or maybe you're just totally extremely depleted and you want some support, you want some answers, you want to empower yourself and get into a state of health, then this video is for you. Here we go. So how can you support yourself? First of all, educate yourself. Educate yourself, read, watch videos from professionals who know what they are talking about when it comes to your condition. I've seen it so many times working in the ICU that people who I thought would never make it out of the hospital ended up walking out of the hospital. The body is amazing in so many ways and really wants to regenerate, wants to thrive, wants to get better. And when we can give it the right environment, we support it in doing so. So ask lots of questions, do your research, and work with a practitioner who also believes that you can get better, that you can heal. So here we go. I want you to think about how mindfulness can support you in this journey. Mindfulness is going to help you regulate your nervous system. Many times when we're struggling with an autoimmune condition, there can be nervous system regulation, there can be adrenal insufficiency, and we want to get our body back in a state so that it can function well. So mindfulness really is this practice of coming into the present moment, connecting with yourself, connecting with your breath from this place of kindness, from this place of centeredness, from this place of acceptance, curiosity, non-judgment. And it's really a lifestyle. So it helps in that if we have this practice in our life, it can help us lower cortisol. It can also help us from there reduce inflammation and also support from there with insulin resistance. Because when we're under a state of chronic stress, which if you're struggling with this, I want you to ask yourself, have I been in a state of chronic stress? And sometimes our state of chronic stress has been just how we've lived for so long. We may not even recognize it as that. But this chronic stress really over time affects our biochemistry, affects our body, and can lead to other conditions like we're talking about today. So mindfulness is one of those things that can really help regulate and calm and heal the nervous system. The second thing is lifestyle medicine. These are not in any particular order. Lifestyle medicine. So nutrition is going to be huge. Making sure that you are eating in a way that supports you. If you've been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, for example, it's highly recommended that you eliminate gluten, you eliminate dairy. And I would say, again, do your research, educate yourself. There are things that you can do to really support your body in healing. Nutrition is a huge one. If you've been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, the same thing. We're going to want to stay away from processed foods, from things that are inflammatory, from alcohol, from sugary drinks, all of those things. Overeating, eating too late at night, eating in too big of a window, but also we want to make sure that we're not starving ourselves as well. So nutrition is one. Sleep is huge. Again, supports with nervous system regulation, so prioritizing sleep. These are really foundational things that can make such a huge difference. Sometimes we underestimate them. We say, give me the pill, let me have the pill fix it. Yes, maybe that is the case. And let's also add in these other qualities here, these other lifestyle things that I'm talking about. So stress management. Stress is one of those things that really affects everything. It affects our mind, it affects our emotions, and also definitely affects our health. Relationships, focusing on our healthy relationships, healthy environment, removing toxins from our environment. Again, whether it's smoke, whether it's a bunch of products that are filled with parabens and different chemicals, we want to really start to think about what are the things that we're putting on our body and support our detox pathways. And then movement. How can we add movement into our life more? Get up and move. That's going to also just support your overall blood sugar levels. It's going to help with your metabolism, hormonal profile. With, let's say, for example, Hashimoto's, we want to incorporate exercise in a way, we want to integrate in a way that is healthy. We want to integrate maybe a little slower, start walking. Once you've got walking under your belt, add in some body weight exercises and build from there. I think for most people that come to me, one of the things that would really support them is making sure you're getting 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day and start to add in those weight-bearing exercises. Movement is a really big thing. And then also I like to think of movement as breath work, really emphasizing the breath. It's such a great way to support not only the body, but also the mind and get things really going. And then emotional movement. Are there things that you haven't processed? Are there mental situations that you've experienced that you have not, that are maybe stuck in the subconscious, but showing up in ways in your life that in processing that and working through that will create some movement and help you move forward. So this is a really very brief overview, but I wanted to get on here and share some things to support you if you are somebody who's been struggling with an autoimmune condition, to really empower yourself, educate yourself, know what you can do on your behalf, ask really powerful questions to your provider, and really believe that your body, that you have this ability to heal, to get better, to have energy, and to live the life that you really desire and are here to live. So please go ahead if you have specific questions. Like I said, this is super general. Ask them below. I'd be happy to answer them, and I look forward to hearing from you.